You had a young man who was accused of shooting somebody in this kind of, not necessarily a gang, but a confrontation between schoolyard, and it was on A&E. And I got to tell you, our staff sat here, and we're pretty seasoned. We've been around the block a few times.
Yeah.
And we sat there and we would have swore this kid was innocent the whole way through the entire show. You really had him pegged.
You know, it started when he was a juvenile, and they certified this case. And it was a school shooting, and when I say school shooting, not, within the school, shooting a bunch of other kids.
It was on the playground.
It was behind the baseball field.
Yeah.
Where there were individuals that were jumping, big individuals, big high school kids that played basketball, were jumping one of Sakai's good friends. And ultimately they were jumping him so bad that he ended up protecting his friend, because the guy is a small guy. And these other guys were 6 foot, 6'2", and stomping his friend on the ground, which could easily kill somebody. Mm-hmm. And he shot, not in an effort to, like a police officer, to aim to kill, right? He shot in an effort while he was moving backwards. And one of the bullets hit an individual named Dalvin Brown, and that's who died. In regard to the beginning of the case, our position was that he didn't do it, okay? That it was a mistaken identity, because there were so many different versions of the story, as you can imagine, from all these different kids from all different vantage points. Circling these high school fights, you've seen them before. The kids circle around, and now they got the phones going and everything, but nothing was actually caught on film, surprisingly, in this situation. And it was right after school got out, so you had the parents pulling up on the side of the road. So you had so many different things going on and so many different stories from the interviews of these witnesses that it just all got twisted up. I didn't see who shot the gun, some of them said. I saw who shot the gun, or I just saw the gun, held up in the air. I didn't know who had it. And then we get into going out and interviewing these people before trial. And their story changed from, I saw Sakai shoot, to no, he wasn't the shooter. He didn't shoot. There was a guy in prison. No, I was just, that's wrong. I didn't say that, basically.
It looked as if the police had forced some of these witnesses to misstate what they saw.
Right.
And so these kids are saying, I never said that. I never said that. Anybody who says that I said that is lying.
Yeah.
Turned out that wasn't necessarily the case.
No, that wasn't necessarily the case. In the beginning, the cops had multiple suspects as well. Mm-hmm. And then they ultimately came up with Sakai through these witnesses. When I went and talked to them, and it's evident on the police recordings that it does shut off at one point.
It gets right to the threshold, and then magically
it shuts off.
The recording shuts off, and then comes back on after a brief discussion.
Right, and so that major issue for a police investigation, and for a defense lawyer to jump on, for sure, because that's just improper. And so when we talked to these witnesses, they said, no, I didn't say that, or I was forced to say this, or they kept pressuring me to say this.
Well, we didn't say that.
Right, and that's what we got from a lot of them that we interviewed, and we felt, all right, this is a case of mistaken identity. They got the wrong guy. Now, not all of them said that. One of the witnesses was consistent with what he told the police, and that was a damaging witness for us, so it wouldn't have been an easy trial by any means. No. But ultimately, it came out that he shot in the defense of others, his friend, and we got him from a first-degree murder charge all the way down to a voluntary manslaughter without the use of a deadly weapon, which is a 1 to 10 probationable. He got 3 to 7, I believe. So he didn't get the max, and he had a lot of credit for time served already.
That was an amazing case, and a lot of twists and turns. So how is he doing? How is he holding up now that he's in the day-to-day of inmate life?
You know, once he got that weight off his shoulders with regard to this case and certainty, you know, clients who are involved in a criminal case want some level of certainty, right? Whether, hey, we're going to go to trial and we're fighting for not guilty, or hey, I'm taking this deal or I want this deal, and he's doing really good. I talk to his parents every now and then, taking advantage of every program he can in prison. He's a good kid. He comes from a really good family, and I anticipate that this young kid, once he gets out, I anticipate that he'll likely, if I can help, try to get him out on the first time of parole. I think he's got a good shot, and I think he's going to be a successful young man.